Good morning everyone, this is Tamio Tropical, here to the Santiago in Tenerife. This is the small pool, it's just gone 7:30. So I'll give you a little walk around. Well, I admit, when you book into the hotel, when they just give you the room number and your key card, it is a bit of a hard one to find. This is along the front. So what I'll do is I'll take you all to the reception. When we first booked, we did look at multiple reviews for this hotel. There was a lot of quite negative ones, but honestly, take it with a pinch of salt. We haven't had any major problems. The staff are all fantastic. If you do manage to get one of these rooms that's on the front, you would expect a bit of noise. First thing in the morning, there's always deliveries. And there's your reception. You do have some professional photographers that operate from the hotel. That's their desk there. The photos are absolutely fantastic. However, they're €10 each. And when we booked for a high level, and just there is the room that we got. No, not too bad. It's worked out better. And you have 4 desks in the area. That one is the kids club. You have the 2 for the TUI reps and car hire. Here's another load coming in. Do have lifts going to all floors. Massage chairs. And as you head down, every day there's always something different that's set up here. Like today you have this vendor selling local toys, bundles. Toilets are just around the corner. And if you're all inclusive, this is where you come for your breakfast, dinner and your supper. Every couple of days they do something different. So you have this one, which is always the same. You have your weld flame, do show cooking, and the rest of it is just basically your bog standard cooked breakfast, different pastries and breads. A range of cheeses and meats, and yogurts. You have your fresh fruit, and all your fruit juice. seating also goes outside. And what I'll do is I'll take you up to the 5th floor. If you're lucky enough to get a room on the 5th floor, you do get some amazing views. You've got the cliffs of Las Gilanties. And just down there is a large pool where we'll head next. And down here, you've got the kids club. And just where they're walking out here, you do have laundry facilities. So here's your kids club, and you have your washing machine and dryer. They're €5 each. That's where we've just been up top. There is also 2 very large tennis courts just around the back, access through them steps or just behind the kids club. I will give you a heads up, the pools are absolutely freezing, even in the best of weathers. And throughout the day, you do have 2 bars. I'll show you the small pool bar, then you've got this bar, and then you have a snack bar. The bar around the small pool opens at 12 o'clock. As this one opens a lot earlier. We don't usually tend to come to the big pool. And then what else you do have is on the ground floor here there is a little Italian restaurant which is part of the all-inclusive. The only thing is that it has to be booked a day before, and it is worth it. It's all in the inclusive. You always have the entertainment team every night. And then we'll go this way. Up there, you have an on-site pharmacy. And scattered around the pools, you also have a ton of public toilets just scattered around. And during the day, when the pharmacy is open, you can use this as a little shortcut. Hola.
Buenos días.
And up here, is the pharmacy. It's 9 o'clock. So the lot here. When the pharmacy's open, that's always open. And I think one of the cleaners is just letting us have a look around one of the available rooms. I don't think it's that one. In fairness, my Spanish isn't that great. However, a lot of people have been asking about the shops, and if you're lucky enough to find one of these open, you can go through. These are only open usually when the cleaners are here, so they can get to the bins. Otherwise, you got to walk right to the front of the hotel. I believe on a Sunday there is no cleaning service, so they do ask, you know, keep rubbish to a minimum or place it in these bins outside the hotel. Around the hotel, it is flat land just around the hotel. Outside you've got Cardiac Hill, and you've also got Lizard Steps. And I'm not the fittest person, but I take my chances with the Lizard Steps, because once you get to the top, the majority of it is either flat or downhill. Here's outside the pharmacy. Now, to say we've been here coming up to 2 weeks, a lot of the reviews about this place was about cockroaches. We've seen 4, and only one of them was alive. But as you can imagine, with the cleaners and the staff at the hotel getting up at crack of dawn, washing the place down, it is a very clean hotel. However, some of the bed sheets, they don't like to change unless it's by request. One thing I will also state as well, Tenerife has got this problem with pickpockets. Yeah, I mean, you get that everywhere. You get that London, Spain, Spanish mainlands, you get it everywhere. Down here, on a night time, you do get the odd one. So bear that in mind if it's a night time. Always stay to well lit places, and that little pizza restaurant is absolutely fantastic. You have Hyperdana, which basically sells everything you possibly need. You have San Francisco pizza restaurant. You've also got a pizzeria bar at the top, which opens late, for some later than normal. And definitely check this place out. If you like your seafood, that is definitely the place to be. And them cliffs in the background, that's Los Gilanties. That is €4 in a taxi or a 15-minute walk. That boasts a marina or a harbour, and at the back of the harbour there is a black volcanic sand beach. The lifeguards there rent out the sun lounges for €10. If you've got kids with you, it's also got an alley hop. It's like a gadget shop, and it is very nicely priced in a good way. No one to bear in mind, you got a mini cash and carry supermarket at the bottom. They sell everything from your little Tenerife trinkets. The only off-putting thing for me, and it might just be a personal me thing, the staff follow you around, they try to be helpful. To me, I don't like that pushy sales tactics. And if you're renting a car, you do have an underground car park. You are in a very quiet, secluded area. I'm Peuto de Santiago. So €4 in a taxi takes you to Las Gilanties. That has plenty of shops, restaurants. I will give a massive shout out to the Tipsy terrace, which is to die for. The food is just amazing. And they also have mini golf there as well. I think that's around €6 each. There's your tennis courts. The hotel basically takes up, if you look at a map of the place, it's like the centre of the roundabout, but it's a very large roundabout. But all in all, it's a very clean hotel. The all-inclusive, we have booked all-inclusive, and we've used it about a week. It does get repetitive, but the food that's available elsewhere, it's so cheap, and to me a lot nicer quality. Even though there's nothing wrong with the actual quality of the food here, it's just repetitive. But as you walk around the hotel, it is pretty much flat land. It's when you start venturing a little bit further. I mean, if you was in a wheelchair or you needed walking aids, I would probably suggest that be prepared for buses. You can basically get anywhere on the island with one of the local buses, which is €3 to €4. Once you go up that hill, that leads you to the Lidl supermarket. That's what they're known as Cardiac Hill, and trust me, it kills you. But I tip my hats off to the staff. They work incredibly hard. They're friendly. It's also strange as well as I love my cars. Maybe a bit of a petrol head, but some of the old classics, because there's no weather damage, no erosion or out due to the weather, you get some corkers full on old school. And if you're travelling about, there's always taxis here. There's lizard steps. So if you want it to be about, my chances are you take the steps, and it is majority of flat land up there. if you're travelling further afield, reception will book you a taxi. Places to definitely visit would be Los Cristianos. I believe a Tuesday and a Sunday there's a market. That is a rammed tourist area, so do bear in mind you do get the pickpockets, you get traders. Even here we had it last night where we had a trader come in trying to sell his handbags, sunglasses, whilst sat eating a family meal, which I didn't really agree with, but that's the way of life around here. But yeah, 7 o'clock in the morning you usually get them coming around reserving the sunbeds. Makes no odds to me, but about 10 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock noon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, there's still stacks of sunbeds. And I will apologise and thanks for staying with us, but I'm very new to uploading on YouTube. I don't have any gimbals around, and if you are planning on coming over to Tenerife, there's 2 YouTubers that I would recommend, and that is Andrew Knight, the Night Strada. He lives over here. He also has Sanasty car rentals. He's fantastic, very genuine, down to earth guy. And there's also the incredible Wilsons. They're from the UK and they always travel over here. And they'll give you lots of tips, hints and advice. So yeah, majority of the sunbeds are out. Massive stack there. You've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stacks over there. And another stack further down. And whilst I'm out and about, I might as well show you the small bar. If you're around this small pool on a night time, this is where you get your kids' entertainment. That usually dies down at about 11 o'clock in the night, so it can be noisy at this side, but during the day all the entertainment's around the large bar. And this is the small bar that opens at 12 o'clock. They don't really stick to a time scale, so sometimes it could be 12:30. It's just an easy going way of life. A lot of people tend to claim this area because this is the sun trap. Guys, when we were booking, we got offered, well, we was told that we was on one of the top facing the sea with a pool view, and we ended up with this. I was a bit sceptical at first due to the reviews of cockroaches, especially on the ground floor, but as I say, seen 4. One of them was alive, which was off the hotel grounds. So thanks for staying tuned in.